Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Sinners. I'm excited to see this. I do feel like I've taken a little bit of a hiatus. I took Monday and Tuesday off. I know that's awful, right? And I don't normally do that, but I did. Trying to get some stuff going around here, but whatever. You don't care about that. You want to know about Sinners, right? That's why you're watching this video. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Michael B. Jordan, right? Done. I'm watching the movie. Forget it. But there's about these brothers who are trying to leave their troubled lives behind and return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that it's an even greater evil waiting to welcome them back, right? So I do think that it has to do with vampires. I don't know, though. But I do know, period drama, supernatural horror, vampire horror, action drama, horror, and thriller. So I was right. It is 7.9 on IMDb. 131,487 people rated so far. And in addition to our Michael B. Jordan, Jack O'Connell, who I love, and Hailee Steinfeld is also in it. Although, there she is. I'm going to say she's not even on the first page of IMDb, but she's a couple of swipes down. She's there. It is 2 hours and 17 minutes long. I'm going to get into it, see if it's any good. Here's a funny anecdote, I think, to add to this. When they were doing the red carpet stuff or even the award ceremonies, whatever it was, they show Michael B. Jordan like looking at Hailee Steinfeld all the time, right? And I always feel like Hailee Steinfeld, I discovered. I know it's funny. Like I see these people in different movies, I'm like, she's going to be good. And now she is good. I know. Whatever. It was probably when she was like the Hawkeye girl, whatever. But anyway, Michael B. Jordan is like taking peeks at her and he's like admiring her. He's always nice to her and stuff like that. And I thought to myself at first, I was like, oh boy, you better be careful. Josh Allen, you don't want to mess with Josh Allen. But then I was like, wait a minute. He's Michael B. Jordan. Who's going to win in that fight? Michael B. Jordan against Josh Allen. Josh Allen, Michael B. Jordan, so I don't know. I thought that was funny to share with you. Maybe not so much, but let's get into the movie, see what it's about, give you a better idea, let you know what I think. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey, everybody. We're at the credits of Sinners, and you might notice a different shirt. It was a couple of nights to get this one in. Longer movie, but worth it. Stick with it. Wasn't that I was bored of watching it. Just stuff interrupted my viewing pleasure, which I always worry about because then am I going to like it the way I should or dislike it the way I should or remember it all works out. So basically I can't even remember what I said when I started this video. Michael B. Jordan, right, obviously is the main actor in this. He plays himself, his twin brother, Smoke and Stack, who come back from Chicago. They're gangsters or ex-gangsters, maybe, whatever. They're back in Chicago, from Chicago to Mississippi to host a juke, right? And a juke is like a modern day rave, where you go to they had an abandoned bar and and the cool part, the whole beginning of it is setting all up. So they're coming back in, they're finding their musicians, who's going to play the music, the big piece of it. Then they're connecting who's going to get the alcohol, who's going to get the food, all of that, who's going to be the bouncer. So that's the whole beginning of it. So it's setting up the character development, who's all going to be involved in the story. I will say that Hailee Steinfeld, who I thought had a bigger role. She had an okay role. I mean, obviously Michael B. Jordan playing two different people had the biggest role. But she just seems like one of the other. She's not, I don't know. I thought she had more in this. She didn't have that much, but it's still good. Her role. And I really thought she shined in it. I don't know how much I thought of her as Pitch Perfect, whatever. That's just a funny movie. She was fun to watch in that. And some of the other things that I've seen, the Hawk Girl or whatever that one was, she was, and that's but this one was more of I think showed her a little bit more of her acting ability that I've seen. So I thought she did good there. Anyway, she's in it, but it's not as big as I thought. Whatever. Michael B. Jordan against Josh Allen. Interesting. But so they have this juke and they're inviting all these people to come out and they plan to do it for a while so that people will come, drink the alcohol, spend their money, and these guys can make money from doing all that. Everybody can have a good time. I think it's supposed to continue on, but evidently once the sun goes down, the vampires start swarming in. And it's a lot more in more detail on how that all happens. Not like this, they have some depth to why they're showing up, and it continues on, like why they decided to come to the Juke, how they became vampires. That's all kind of right there. So, and that's Jack O'Connell. Didn't realize it at first, but he's part of the vampire crew. So at that point, while I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, it's more like Dusk to Dawn. If you've ever seen that one, that was good. Salma Hayek, George Clooney, and Quentin Tarantino, right, are main figure points in that one. It just felt like that. It's not the same, but there's vampires in that one, and they all change, and whatever. Everybody's fighting for your life like this, but then they do a better job. What I thought was really cool was because okay, standard vampire movie, lights go out, vampires come in. Who's going to survive, who's not. But then it all kind of connects. They lay great breadcrumbs throughout the movie, and coming towards the end, I was like, oh, it's more than what you just think it is, right? They're fighting for survival, and like I said, who's going to live, who's going to die, who's all that kind of stuff, and then there's more. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, very cool. And I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not going to tell you anything more, but I will say there's a post-credit scene that even makes it better. I wasn't ready for that. I was setting all this up and get my mic plugged in, and I was like, all right, ready. I was like, oh, post-credit scene. And that was pretty neat. And it was fun visually, and you'll know what I mean when you see it, but it was all, at least for me. And then when you watch, what happens in that post-credit scene, vital to, I think, at least vital to my appreciation of this movie. Because, first hour of it, I was like, yeah, it's your normal vampire movie. I don't know why everybody loves it. And then you got to watch it all the way through, like all movies. Just don't quit on them. And then you'll see that it's a little bit more, I keep saying the word depth, but there's a lot more to it. There's a little bit more complexity than just the vampires coming out and, like Dusk Till Dawn kind of thing. So, there you go. So I think I gave you a good rundown on that movie. Hope you found it interesting. If you're into it, there's vampires, so there's blood, and there's fighting, and there's, all that kind of stuff. So if you're weak in the knees, maybe not. But if you're okay with some of that, if you've seen Dusk Till Dawn, this one will be fine. And it's a much better, more creative, unique look at this type of storyline. There you go. That's it. Hope it was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.